Hi guys, it's Collin. Today we're making the Parker on the Porch heart quilt block. So this right here is an 8x8 that I made yesterday so that we'd have a sample. These are really great because you can use them for any number of things. I'm going to make a pillow with mine, for example. Jen made a table runner this week that you'll get to see. That's really cute. You could use this for a hot pad. You could use this for a quilt. I mean, whatever you want. They're really great. So again, this is the 8x8. This made in one hooping. It's quick and easy. This is one of my favorite projects because it's really customizable to whatever you want. So I have gotten us started today by running our first step, which is the placement stitch. And I did run it in white this week. So I try and sometimes do a darker color so you can see it better. But since I'm using a lot of white fabric in my project, I don't want to use a really dark stitch down here in case you might see it a little bit later. So I'll move it up close so you can see our placement lines. And then for this project, I have really simple strips of fabric here. There is a cut chart included with your pattern and with every Parker on the Porch pattern in the PDF file. These are just 2¼ inch strips of fabric. So you can also use 2½ inches, just kind of depends on what you like. We'll talk about that a little bit as we go. And then we have some half square triangles here. So again, there is a cut chart. I just cut squares and then I cut them in half on the diagonal to make these half square triangles here. So I have a bunch cut out because I'm going to make more, right? Because I'm making a pillow. So I'm going to make with 4 of these. So I have more than we'll use right now, but I'll show you how I do it. I just cut my fabric, the 2¼ inches by the width of fabric. So, but again, you might want 2½ inches. That'll be personal preference. So here's our example. And so our first step is to stitch the placement lines, which I have already done. And then our first fabric that we're going to put down is in this corner right here. So it's going to be on our example, it's going to be this fabric right here. So this will stitch momentarily, but this is our first fabric and we're going to place it right sides up because this one doesn't get folded over because it's the first one. So I'm going to place it so I have about a 1/4 inch seam allowance on the sides that matter. You want to have a little bit more down here. I'm going to sew mine together and I piece my pieces with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I've trimmed this one down, which we'll do at the very end. But just to keep that in mind that you want to make sure you're leaving enough seam allowance around the edges of your project for however you like to sew. Mine's a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to go to the machine and run step 2, which is going to be our first tack down stitch here. And we'll come back and talk about the rest. Okay. So we've tacked down our first piece here. Again, it's right sides up, which is going to be different from most of the other pieces here. And I forgot to mention, but use tearaway stabilizer because what we're going to do is we're going to rip the stabilizer out. So you don't want that quilted into your project, or maybe you do, I guess, but you probably don't. So I would use tearaway stabilizer if I were you. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut right here. So you can see on our example that this is white. So that's what kind of forms the heart if you look at it this way. I like it better slanted, but if you look at it this way, you can see more of the heart shape. So that little white corner right there. So we're not going to sew that part yet, but we're going to get ready for it. So I'm going to cut with about a 1/4 inch seam allowance, give or take, a little bit more, a little bit less. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just do your best. So here we go. So I have cut that little corner. So our next piece is going to be this one right here. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same model that I did here because I'm going to make 2 of these and then 2 with my other kind of coordinating fabrics. So, but I'm going to make these 2 first. It's just a little easier to visualize. So, all right. So next I have white. All right. So I'm going to get one of my little white strips here and I'm going to put it down right sides together because we're going to stitch and flip. So I'm going to line it up right here with my seam allowance that I have here. And we're going to stitch right here and then we'll come back. All right, we've tacked down right here. So we had right sides together. So we're going to flip this up right here. And then it's going to sew down our next one, which is right here, right? So then we're going to start that pattern here. And you can use 2 fabrics or 3 fabrics, or you can use a different fabric for each strip. Whatever you like is totally fine. You'll see lots of examples posted in the group this week. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this right here. So it's way out of the seam line here and it's going to stitch right down here. So I'm going to stitch that and then we'll come back and keep on moving. Okay, so we stitched it down and this strip is from back when I cut my pieces a little bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some of this out of the seam allowance just to keep it a little bit neater. And then I might be able to use this piece on another one later. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it down here to about 1/4 inch. So, and I don't cut these very straight, which is typically why I cut my strips to 2 1/4 inches and not 2 1/2, because they always end up looking like that. So maybe you're better at cutting straight than I am. Hopefully you are. If not, it's okay, because it's going to get covered up by our next piece anyway. So next up, I'm going to do red, because we're just making another one of these. So I'm going to find my red piece, and I have some random strips. That's long enough for a big one, so I'm going to save that. What I'm going to use for this one is this right here. So sometimes when I just cut them into strips, then I just cut them down as I need them, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this right now. And then I'm going to put this right here. So this part of here is going to be white. So this is going to stitch down here, but make sure that you have your fabric that goes all the way up here, because you need it up here, over here. And that sounded really crazy, but I hope you followed. So don't line it up with this here. You need the red to go the whole distance here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right here and make sure that I cover that seam allowance. We're going to stitch and flip. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, so we stitched this one and then we flipped it over and I stitched it down again. So you can see now that here we go, we're on our way. So I need to trim this right here. And then I might want to trim this a little bit, because that red, my next color is going to be white. So that red might show through a little bit. So I tend to trim those down a little bit more if my top color is going to be lighter than my dark color. That's just how I do it. You might do it differently. That's okay. That's what works the most for me. So here we go. I'm going to do that. And then our next piece is this white triangle here. So you can cut a square and do it and then trim your square, or you can use a triangle. If you're going to use a triangle, remember, you need it to be larger than this triangle here. So I'm not sure exactly how Jen's going to do it in the PDF, because I haven't seen that yet. How I do it is with this triangle right here. So, but it's larger than this. So I'm going to go ahead and line it up right here. I'm going to just keep it lined up with my nice straight line I have here. And then I'm going to make sure it overhangs my dark color just a little bit, so that when I stitch here, when I flip it, I'm going to see that white part too. I'm going to have the 2 layers in the seam allowance. So again, that's just how I do it. I inch the lighter color up just a teeny bit over the darker color if we're doing the lighter on top. So that's kind of a nitpicky thing. You don't have to do that. That's just how I do it. So we're going to go ahead and stitch this and then flip it up, and we'll come back. All right, so we stitched down our white here and then we flipped it up. So you can see that what you see through the seam allowance is my white fabric. It's not this darker red fabric. So that's why I intentionally cover that lower seam allowance with the lighter fabric. I think it just gives a little bit cleaner of a finish, and I don't like to see the red through the white. So that's just me. We got our triangle pretty good there, but see how it really wasn't too big. So when I first held it up, it looked way too big, and like I didn't need it that big, but I do need it that big, because the way you flip it on the angle there, it has to be bigger than you think. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this just a little bit, just to make it a little bit neater. Get that corner out of there. And this is going to get covered, but I just like to clean it up while I'm right here. All right, so we're going to clean up this piece right here. Perfect. So our next piece is this long one right here. So you need a longer strip. Now remember, even though it's going to be cut off, you still need this strip to be this long. So this is the 8x8 block. So I would cut mine at least 8.5 inches, and typically a little bit longer. So I saved my piece here. So you can see, for example, this piece is, let's see, 16 to 7. So this is a 9-inch piece, right? And then this is the 8-inch quilt block. So that's going to give me plenty of seam allowance on both sides. So here we go. I'm going to pick my straight edge, which is where I cut it, and we're going to put it right here. We're going to do right sides together. I'm going to center it along my strip here. And just to make sure I have enough seam allowance on both sides for when I want to sew my item together. All right, so we're going to go zip, then we're going to flip, and then we're going to stitch it down. All right, so we'll be back. All right, I've tacked down my red piece here. So I stitched it here, flipped it over, and then stitched it down. So we're going to want to trim it up a little bit. So this white triangle isn't sewn next, but I'm just going to go ahead and get it ready to trim while we're here. So just again, be mindful that you're not trimming out of your seam allowance up here, because you might want that later. So you could trim it down a little bit, but I don't. I just leave it and we'll cut it at the very end. So here we go. Now our next one is this one right here. So since we're making this same one, I'm going to go ahead and get my light hearts, and get that one ready to go. So now I cut my big pieces. So I'm just going to line up the strip here. I'm going to make sure I have seam allowance here. And then I'm going to line it up here. And I'm going to make sure that my white lighter fabric covers all that darker fabric. And then just like the tiniest smidge more. So I'm going to pull this down. All right. And then we're going to go to the machine, stitch, flip, stitch. All right, so now that we put down our white, and I did trim off the excess here, and I saved that other half of that strip because then I can use it again without having to cut more pieces. So I just cut my strips before I get started. So we can see here that our next piece, oops, got a little scrap there. Our next piece is going to be this one here. So, and if you were using 3 different colors, that would also look really cool. I think I've told you guys that I'm really terrible at picking fabrics, and I would spend like literally 3 hours doing that. So I don't. I just pick 2 and I just go for it. And these came in a set, so I already know they matched. So it was beautiful. So here, this one's going to go here. But again, I need it to be right sides down. So I'm going to put this here and I'm going to make sure I have enough seam allowance, which I do. It's going to stitch here, flip, stitch, and then we're almost done. All right. So here we go. So because I cut my strips a little bit more narrow, I'm basically left with a 1/4 inch over here on my seam allowance. So listen, that only works if you know what you're doing and you only need a 1/4 inch on the outside. So if you're new to these piecing patterns from Parker on the Porch, or piecing in general, or if you don't want to, take the time to really line up your seam allowances and whatnot, I would recommend cutting to 2.5 inch width. I don't like trimming, so I cut mine to 2 1/4, but I didn't start that way. So if this is the first time you're making this project, I would not recommend that, because if I had misaligned this right here, I wouldn't have enough to fill here. So that's more the advanced move. Cut yours to 2.5 inches. When you're just starting out, you'll save some effort and frustration. So now that we've pieced these main pieces here, we're going to do the rest of the whites. So it just kind of goes around in a circle. So we're going to start with this little one right here. Now again, I cut a half square triangle, and my triangle is going to look way too big. And it is, because I just cut one size of triangle, right? So, because it's faster. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line it up right here. I personally, again, I like to make sure I cover that entire red fabric and then just a teeny, teeny, teeny bit more. So we're going to stitch and flip and come back. All right. So see how our little white triangle turned out? Looks pretty good. And then you can see where that seam allowance that you see underneath there is white. Now it looks a little bit better if you get it perfectly straight, but I'm only human, so it's okay. So our next one is going to be this right here. So if you want to trim up this edge a little bit, to make that a little bit straighter, now's your opportunity to do that. I mostly trim as I go, so that cuts down on what I need to do right now. It looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but you're going to see the outer edge first. So this is where we're going to stitch and flip again, same as all the other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up. Now, sometimes on these, it can be deceiving. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my triangle is big enough, because sometimes it's tricky and they're not. So I can see here that it's going to line up. It's going to be good. Now, this isn't so big that I can do a ton of I can't stitch it right here, right? Because then I flip it up and it's not going to fit. So don't do that. Make sure you're not putting more seam allowance than you need. Use the cut chart for the right size square to cut here. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and run that and we'll be right back. Okay, we're almost done. So we did our white here. See, and it worked pretty well. Then we are going to do our last little white triangle. Let me find one of my small triangles. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to do the same that we have been before. This isn't perfectly straight, so I'm going to cut this down just a teeny bit there. All right, perfect. Get all your fuzz out of the way. And then we're going to do right sides together. Stitch, flip, stitch. All right, then we'll come back and we'll take it out of the hoop. Okay, so I did my last stitch here. Straight, my corner, it's not straight, right? I didn't get straight on the triangle. It's okay. Sometimes it's more important to get fabric on the grain and even and stuff, depending on what you're doing. But for a throw pillow out of woven fabrics, it's not a big deal. So what I like to do to piece things together, and I learned this tip from Jen, is to take the tearaway stabilizer out of the seam allowance where you're going to sew it, but leave it here so that your pieces don't shift while you're sewing. And this stabilizer here will hold this straight so it doesn't stretch out a little bit while you're sewing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip this out. Now this is for if you're piecing it with other things, right? So maybe you're not doing that, in which case you can go ahead and rip all the stabilizer out. It really is going to depend on what you're doing. Since my ultimate plan is to piece 4 of these squares together to make a throw pillow cover, I'm going to go ahead and leave that stabilizer in there to keep it straight. You don't have to. I used to not do that, and my things turned out just fine. But it is a great tip, and it definitely does help. So I learned that from Jen, and it is a great idea. She knows the tips, right? So here we go. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ruler here, and I'm going to trim this down. Now, again, I like to sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I'm going to get my ruler, and I'm going to trim down my piece here to a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I'm going to line up this little pink line in here with my outer edge line, and then I'm going to trim it down. I tend to always have dull rotary cutters, so don't mind me. I always forget to change the blade before I'm going to make a video. So here we go. We're going to trim this down too. And you don't have to do this. You can also do it with scissors. If you don't have a cutting mat and a rotary cutter, no big deal. Just trim it as even as you can with your scissors. I actually use the stitch lines for sewing, but I'm going to sew it anyway. So if your seam allowance isn't perfect on the back, who cares? No one's going to see it. All right, so here we go. One last one, and then we'll give it a quick press, and it'll be ready to go. Oh, yeah, me and my rotary blade cutters here, man. I'm telling you. All right, so, all right, there we go. So here's my little heart, and I'm going to put a picture in the end of this video so you can see what they look like when they're sewn together. I'm not going to make the video showing all that today, but you'll get to see. So here's 2 pieces. This would make such a cute table runner, or you could kind of alternate them. You know, you could do any number of things. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do for my pillow yet. I don't know if it's going to be hearts, if it's just going to be whatever, but this is a great base for whatever you dream about. So thanks for sewing with me today, and I can't wait to see what you make.